Welcome to our kitchen. My name's Tracy.
Hello, and I'm Bryony. Hello to everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, and the Cooks Collective live stream. If you're watching us live, feel free to ask us any questions in the comment section. So, Tracy, what are we cooking today?
We're going to be making a beautiful American-style fried chicken, which has blown us away by its awesomeness. That's an American word as well.
Yeah, awesomeness.
Okay, so Bryony's going to start off with the actually how to get your thighs prepared this time. Lucky it's not breasts, hey? So we're going to use chicken thighs to deep fry these. This is a follow on from the falafels that we did previously, so that we can show you something else that you can actually fry and
reuse the oil. That's right.
Ta-da.
So, well, first of all, I'm going to talk about what I've done in advance is marinate the chicken. If you can do this overnight, you're going to get the best flavour in there. And it's in buttermilk, which is the American thing, isn't it? So what does the buttermilk do, Tracy?
The buttermilk will actually tenderise the chicken as well and keep it really nice and moist. So that really is a very good idea. I'm going to do a bit of research into buttermilk because you can actually make buttermilk when you make butter.
Yeah,
and we would like to
Thermomix.
include that in the class and make buttermilk. And I want to see what buttermilk without any sort of big commercial refining or, you know, mushing up or whatever they do with the buttermilk.
Right.
I want to see what that buttermilk's like compared to this one.
Okay, because I've made it
One of my
as
missions for
when I've made
2019.
butter in the Thermomix, and your byproduct is buttermilk.
Yeah.
That's right. So, so in here we've got the buttermilk, salt, pepper, and paprika.
And
So we've
that's
got
what
the lovely
gives it
red.
flavour.
Yeah, and that's sort of marinated there. I've got, so if you can do that, I would make it really nice and easy. And we're going to...
I would do, can I just say overnight is maybe a little bit long for a buttermilk. That's why I wanted to do midweek, just because it's actually quite quick to do. So you can marinate this for half an hour if you want to. I recommend a couple of hours, but we've got... we've done ours, like ours was done a couple of hours ago, I suppose, so it's going to be absolutely, ultimately divine.
That's right.
So Bryony's going to quickly pop these through the flour.
With baking powder, salt and pepper. Okay, so wet hand, dry hand.
Gosh, you're good. I just get it all over me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come round and do the anything or not?
Oh, no, well, I'm just heating up
you're
this oil first.
Okay, so while Bry's doing that,
let me
just
do
gently and... if I was
Don't
doing
rush
it, I would
me.
have it like the flour all over the place, wouldn't I? So that's very good. I love it, Bry.
Wet hand.
Very nice and calm.
Dry
And
hand.
I'm going to show you what I've got ready for my coleslaw. So obviously having fried chicken, much better than going out and getting Uber Eats or going to KFC. Did I say the swear word then? So this is how you can do it at home. Honestly, it's just so much better for you because you've actually got some decent vegetable oil that you're frying the chicken in. So not the oil that big commercial fast food places use that solidifies when it's cold, and that's got the trans fats, all the stuff that you don't want. So here's a little treat, and actually not too bad at all health-wise, as long as you don't eat it every week. Just have it as a little treat.
Yeah.
So we're just using what oil?
Rice bran oil.
Rice bran oil.
So high smoke point, no flavour, bland. So
don't use olive oil because it just hasn't got a high enough flash point, has it? So it just doesn't get high enough.
Well, I might get some of this in
Yeah,
here now.
sure.
Do you want to just talk about like the oil in the shallow frying? We did this last week, but how I know that it's ready. Oh, it might need a little bit more.
Now, what have you got that on, about number 6 or number 7?
No, well, I had it down lower and I've just turned it up.
Okay, yeah. So I would say it probably need to be on about mid-heat. We were suggesting last week, can't see it in the drawer. You've probably got it in your drawer, but don't fossick in your drawers with those dirty hands, woman.
No.
Shall I get that out for you?
If it's there at the top.
Yeah,
Yep,
here
there
we
it
go.
is with a thermometer.
A thermometer. So instead of having to get yourself a, what do they normally say?
Just put the wet hand in the dry.
Can't take her anywhere. So instead of putting a cube of bread in the oil, and if it's
Yeah.
browned within 30 seconds, the oil's ready.
Is
I
there
haven't
something
got
with
any
rice
bread.
as well?
I haven't got any
Little
bread
bit
here.
spit-
So
No, that's
anyway.
the rice.
So I'm just going to use my thermometer and just see.
Now I'm all over the shop.
Hey, I love seeing you all over the shop. It's just really satisfying to me. We got 100 and I can't actually see that. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, 156, 58.
Okay,
So we want it
so
to
we're just about getting there. That's perfect. So it just means that then when you put your chicken into the shallow frying, if you haven't got a deep fryer like this at home, use a shallow saucepan like this. But if you just pop your oil in there to heat through, we've got about a centimetre or so, I suppose. So Bry's going to have to turn these pieces
Turn
of
the
chicken
thighs
over in
over.
there. So just as she's
I'm gonna
finishing
just
off,
do that bit,
I'm
wash up,
going-
and then my oil should be ready to for me to
Okay.
fry that
So
much.
I'm going to start with the coleslaw. It'll probably take me about the same amount of time to make the coleslaw as it does to actually cook the chicken. So I sort of don't really want to start this soon. Coleslaw is fab, done closer to the time if you possibly can. If you want to pre-prepare everything, leave them in separate bowls in the fridge, covered, not dressed. As soon as you put dressing on this, it starts pulling all the water out of the vegetables, and you end up with a very, just be careful not to over, oh, I'm watching you, not
and
watching my
yeah,
fingers.
like push when you put anything into the oil, you put it away from that way.
This is what happens when you don't use your knife properly. You're watching somebody else. You get this little skirt like this. So if that happens to you,
And I haven't got a timer or anything ready.
oh wow, she is on the edge this week. So just make sure that
What's
as
that,
you're
3
as you're chopping whatever item you're chopping, you actually push the knife away from you like this, so that you don't get that little Hawaiian skirt ending up like a Hawaiian skirt. So I've got spring onion, I've got red capsicum, and I've also got a couple of different cabbages here. Now with the red capsicum, I quite like cutting it. I can't remember what I put on the recipe now, but I quite like cutting it quite fine.
This is looking good. Look at that.
Oh, that's so delicious.
And it
Yeah.
looks like KFC.
No, it looks better than KFC.
Yeah, without that
Like loads
o-
better
oil
than KFC.
sticking on the top.
So
It's got that. It's not as.
that's what my grandpa used to say to my grandma. Oh, you're so sweet. He used to say, Ducky, because that's
Ducky.
like sweetie or darling or
Right.
lovey. But it's better than dear, isn't it? I don't know about you. I hate being called dear. The cameraman's laugh. I think it's very sarcastic. But Grandpa used to say to Grandma,
Depends how you
Ducky,
say it, isn't it?
yes, Ducky, that's just as good as bought stuff. So about her home cooking, which was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, obviously, wasn't it? Because you want home cooking to be better than bought stuff, don't you? But when he was saying it in the 60s and 70s, it was quite exciting to have bought stuff. That was quite nice. That chicken, I hope the cameraman's getting that chicken frying.
Bubbling away.
Absolutely
And-
glorious. Just a quickie from me,
Yeah.
because I've just stopped chopping the spring onions. He's got the giggles today, the cameraman has. I've just not put in the white part of the spring onion. Totally up to you. Perfectly all right to use, but I'm not a raw onion lover in my coleslaw, so I'm going to leave that bit. If you really love raw onion, you could actually put some white salad onion or some red salad onion in that instead. Couldn't they?
Absolutely.
It's all happening here. I'm going to show you quickly how to prepare a sweet corn. So we're going to chop off the base, just so we've got a little bit there, and we know that we've got that done. I'm so excited about
Yes,
this.
I'm very
I
excited.
haven't had this for a week now, because we've been practicing. So when you go to take the husk off the sweet corn, peel off the silk as well. That's the silky bit. So grab hold of the silk at the top and peel it all off, and it makes it really, really quick and easy. And then I'm just going to use my knife to cut the kernels off like this. laying it on its side, because if I try to cut the kernels off like this, they bounce all over the floor.
Woohoo.
And then, of course, I'd get told off.
For making a mess.
Yeah. The other
All
thing I
right, so
quite
I've
like
taken
doing,
my bits out of the
the lovely bits out.
pan, and now I've got the fryer ones, which I'm just going to let drain for a little bit.
Gosh,
but
have you done that? That's done already.
yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. You know what I found the most amazing thing
just wondering if
that
it's
I
cooked
found
through.
with this is that
Just checking.
even if you cook this in the morning and reheat it in the oven, it actually is super, super crunchy crispy still. It's amazing. Now, just with a little help from my julienne mandolin, slippery because of the corn, I'm just going to julienne some carrots like
I'm going to
this.
check these.
I'll
'cause
eat
it's
that
the
bit in a minute.
thigh. Ooh, it's hot.
And also, you know, when we do our karagi chicken
Yes.
in the Taste of Tokyo class, similar sort of idea to this, except it's actually been marinated in like soy and ginger and lots of lovely things like that. That is actually done with a triple frying, isn't it? And it
that's right.
rests and it
That's right.
cooks while it's resting.
Yeah, well,
so
that's-
this can be doing exactly the same thing.
I was thinking I could do that, but
What?
do the karagi style.
Oh, like do it
Do it
put
again.
in
Have another
Well,
little-
if you're
But
concerned,
no, yeah, it's,
I would cut
because
one
it's
in
so
half.
moist,
Yeah.
and some of the bits are a bit thick. So
I'm trying to
we
do
can,
this quickly, which
'cause
is not really a quick
then
job
I'd have
here.
to test it.
Are you? You're going to test it. She's going to succumb to the...
Oh yeah, see
Chef's
that one that I
nerves.
wasn't quite sure.
It's all about touching it, isn't it? And getting familiar
That's
with...
right. 'Cause the ones in the deep fryer, it's the ones in the pan. So I'm going to pop them in here for just a little bit longer. I think it was only another minute, but I don't know if you can see on here.
You
This
can-
one
you
was
can double fry,
slightly
yeah.
thicker, and it's
Yeah.
just got a tinge. I'd be all right with it.
I
but
would
let's-
too.
Yeah,
I would too. We've got
Let's-
beautiful, fresh...
they were picked up from the butcher this morning.
yeah.
So even 30 seconds would do it on that.
It
But
would, and that's a great thing about learning about frying, though, isn't it? That if you pop it back in again, it's not really going to hurt the frying process whatsoever. It's going to
But
crisp
so
it up.
yeah, it's difficult to kind of tell because you've got that crunchy coating on the outside and it's super moist in the middle. So it's hard to tell with the touch.
All right, so I'm going to have to wipe this bench down as well, because you know what? This is going to look so divine, and this our final shot for this
I'll
chicken
get you a
that I
cloth.
can't have, but I'm using the mandolin because I love. See how fine that is? I love it
Fine.
on the mandolin. I find it very sort of quick. I try and keep a little bit of root on the cabbage, and then you'll find this a lot easier. I'm doing it under a little bit of pressure with the camera, obviously, because I want to do it so perfectly, and of course it hasn't worked out like that. But and our lovely Moby gloves that stop anything getting
Yeah.
cut on our skin getting cut. So they're really handy. Boom, boom. All right, so I've got all of my ingredients in here. You've got the chicken resting. I've
I
just got to
have.
pop in some oregano. I'm not actually going to add any salt in here, Bri.
Okay.
Just to let you know, because
All right, thanks.
because
for
in the
reminding me.
recipe it might say salt. Only because I love a bit of dried oregano in this. Really, really nice. Only because I might put a bit more. Only because I'm using commercial mayonnaise, so that's really quite salty. If you were using your own homemade mayonnaise that we've shown people how to make 100 times, and you can find that on the Cooks Collective, obviously. If you're doing your own homemade mayonnaise with a little less
Then you
salt
need to
in
add
it,
your salt.
then you may need to add salt into
Yeah.
the actual coleslaw. But I'm using whole egg mayonnaise from the shop. You can so see the difference in texture now, can't you? I haven't made mayonnaise at home for I don't know how long now, because it's so quick and easy to make.
You
But we had
have
this.
You haven't bought mayonnaise. You said you
Yes.
haven't made mayonnaise in
Yes.
God knows.
I haven't made
All
mayonnaise.
right.
I haven't bought mayonnaise for ages. I make it all the time. I'm training the family to make it so that when they run out, they can make it in less than a minute. I tell them that. Anyway.
I've been doing it all the time now as well.
Have you?
Um,
I'm going to put some pepper in here.
pepper
It's
over
here.
there.
Cracked black pepper is really nice in this coleslaw. You'll like that, won't you? All right. So mixing this around.
All right.
This is great with a schnitzel as well. Yeah, I'm coming.
I just thought I'd do the extra bit that I had
Oh, okay. Just having a lovely
floured
time over
before.
there.
You can't, so you
How
can't do
pretty is
the
that?
flouring bit too far in advance because the flour absorbs into the chicken, into the batter. Flour gets absorbed. And
Oh,
yeah, so I
can't
thought I'd do
actually.
that one. I have a few more to do, which I'll do afterwards.
How beautiful is that coleslaw? You could sit
Yeah,
down. That's
great colour.
like a giant's plate, isn't it? Let's move that in slightly, and then we're going to sit. So this is something like I do at home because I always think that, especially when your kids are young, it actually gives them a really good idea about helping themselves to food and how much to help themselves to.
Yeah.
So often we used to sit down. They can work it out for
Whoops.
themselves now because they're 20 and 23. But now just working out what is what portion you want to serve yourself up. I think it's a really fantastic way to do it because you're at the table as well, being mummy. Well, I was mummy, and you're mummy, and you're at the table being mummy, so you can sort of help themselves so that they don't take too much. And
Which
finish
is what we
it
say in the kids' classes: is that you can always come back for
for
more.
seconds if you're still hungry.
Yeah,
That's
rather
the
than
main- yeah.
wasting food.
But doesn't take too long, does it? As we've said, get your marinade done earlier, and you've got
So
the
you
most
say do it in the morning before work.
marinade.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
would be the
Come
best,
home,
'cause-
whip your thighs through some flour with a bit of baking powder into the oil.
But
off
if
you
you
go,
don't, you
make
could
your
do it-
coleslaw.
Do that first. Put it, as you said, half an hour.
Yeah,
minimum.
you can come home from work. You can then put your thighs in the marinade. You can have
Mm-hmm.
at least one glass of wine while you're waiting for them to marinate. And
It's crunchy one.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful, perfect. So, do you want to give that a little taste,
Yeah,
Bri?
not that one I just took out of the fryer.
No, because you'll get burnt.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want
Woo.
that. We wouldn't want that.
I'm the official
so
taster.
you're the official taster.
I'll go the one that I cut open.
We need a crunch so that
Ah.
everyone can understand. Oh look, there's a lovely crunchy bit on top
Lovely.
there.
Okay.
You all right?
I'm
You
put
all
it
right?
under pressure. Awesome.
Really
I'm gonna try
nice.
this.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're going to taste my coleslaw as well?
Yeah.
I like that.
I'd like it all together, but I'll do that afterwards. All right.
Yum, absolutely gorgeous. Hope you enjoy making that one at home. American style fried chicken with a beautiful rainbow coleslaw.
All right. So let me just.
Oh, while you've got your mouth full, quick swallow.
Okay. If we got any questions. No, I can't see it on here.
I was looking.
One
You might have
comment,
to
no.
refresh.
Here it is.
Karen's what? Hey, Karen, how are you? Happy New Year. No, you're on the wrong post. That's why. You're on the post that I posted. Do we stock Moby gloves? Good question, Karen. We do. The whole country is out of stock at the moment.
Yeah, I've just done that.
Lucky we're friends. Yes, we do, Karen, but the whole country is out of stock at the moment, so we can certainly make a note and let you know when they are back in again. Join the queue. Lots of people are waiting for them, so I'm sorry we can't really do very much about it apart from wait patiently.
No, they've
'cause
been
you
waiting
probably
since
won't
before
be able to find them
Christmas.
anywhere. But yes, usually, Karen, they are a regular stocked item here at Matters of Taste.
Usually. All right. So.
So yes, we're waiting for your midweek recipes as well. If you've got a recipe that you really love cooking at home and you want to share it, and so that Bryony and I can cook it here and give you a bit of a shout out. Karen Moonen, I bet you've got some great recipes as well. So we'd love you to send them in to us. Just take a phone on your take a picture on your phone and just email it into us, or just email it into us, or pop it in an envelope and mail it to us. It doesn't really matter, but we just need to know who it's from, and we will choose from those recipes to include in our midweek recipes. We're looking at sort of probably one every couple of months or one a month. See how we go. But we'd love to find out some of your recipes that you cook at home. So next week,
tune in next week, Tuesday 12:30 live for Caesar salad. And what's special about this Caesar?
Well, it's not an ordinary Caesar. You can go out for a Caesar salad, I think, can't you? And you can. It's a risk, isn't it? When you order, well, I find that anyway. When you order Caesar salad, it'll either come up this beautiful fab Caesar salad with a perfect like crunch of the lettuce, beautiful texture combination, beautiful taste combination, or it can just be this soggy mass with overdressed or underdressed or the wrong dressing. So we're going to show you how to do what we feel, in our opinion, is a beautifully balanced Caesar salad. It's still one of favourites with my family at home, definitely that one. And we're going to show you also how to make the coddled egg dressing, which I always think sounds a bit, I don't know what the word is for that.
Yeah.
But coddled egg, when you make a coddled egg dressing, you slightly cook the egg, and then that thickens the dressing to the most mouth-wateringly beautiful consistency. So that's definitely going to be one to watch.
That's right. So tune in next week, and we'll